Hey guys, very good morning and welcome to my channel Prodbug, and let's continue learning the Tosca. I hope till now you have practiced everything whatever we have discussed till now. Okay, so now in this particular chapter what we are going to do, we are going to play with the Excel. Okay, so we will see the Excel read and write all these things. Okay, so that is one of the critical thing, right? Like most of the lot of companies, lot of projects we have seen that like the test cases are written in the Excels, right? Or maybe you have some test data present in Excels. Okay, so even though that's not a very good strategy, but we have lots of thing in Excel as well. So we should know, very important, like how to handle the Excels, right? If you remember in Selenium and all these things, there are Java methods like we write big methods, right? To handle the to read the Excels, okay, and they are the methods are really very complex. Okay, lots of hash map and all these things we have used in the past, right? So now we'll see how easy is in Tosca to read an Excel. Okay, so let's focus first on the read and later on we'll see how to write the Excel as well. Okay, so let me go to the modules first of all. Okay, so see, under the standard, go to the engine. Under the engine, there is a Excel tab, Excel folder. Okay, there are a hell lot of operations, so like 7 8 operations given for the Excel. Okay, but we don't need all of them. We have to see which one we need to open a Excel. So you can go to see open a Excel, close an Excel, define Excel range, create Excel sheet, manipulate. So basically by the name you can understand what the meaning is. Okay, so let's try to go on our Excel read method. Okay, so first of all, what you have to do, the four module we need out of like there are multiple modules present in Excel. First we need to open the Excel, then you have to define the Excel range, like from which cell to which cell you are interested in Excel, because it's a very big, so you have to define the Excel range. Okay, then you can like manipulate Excel range. Okay, this is what you need, and then we have to close the Excel. Okay, so these four things, so where are they? Open, so we will drag and drop first of all this one first. Okay, what else? Define the Excel range, we will drag and drop this one as well. Then we will drag and drop this one, manipulate, and at the end we will close the Excel. This one we have to drag. Okay, so just drag four of them and just arrange in this order. Okay, so this is pretty easy, right? So let's go to the first, how to open the Excel. So you just need to go to the Excel, like wherever your Excel is saved. Suppose this is the Excel. Okay, prod bug, right click, show more, go to the properties and just copy this path. Okay, just copy this path, add the prod bug after that, and just add the extension xlx. Okay, so so just make this path under the double quotes, paste it here in the path. Okay, so this is editable, you can just copy and paste it here, right? Simple. Now you need to create some variable, which it can be anything, ABC or anything. Okay, so no need to write exactly Excel, it can be ABC, just it make a reference of to this path. So every time we don't have to give the complete path, just by this variable we can you know handle this one. So this is clear, only two steps. Okay, just leave everything blank and the action mode should be input. Okay, remember. So we have given the path of the Excel and we have created the variable. Simple, right? Now define the Excel range. If you open the Excel, let me open and show you the data. Okay, so there are two tabs, sheet 1, sheet 2, right? So uh, this is the Excel which we want to read. Suppose we have the test case, etc., etc. It can be a very big Excel. This is just for the demo, so I have given a small data for you guys. Okay, so which is the first cell which we are interested in? A1. What is the last cell which we are interested in? C6. So basically from A1 to C6, I am interested in only this range. I don't want to read from this part or this part. No, I want to read whatever I want to read is from this range. So you have to give the range from this, and if your Excel is very big, so just go and give this complete range. Okay, this step is clear, right? No problem in that. Okay, what next? So I have given like range as A1 to C6. Okay, what else? Worksheet name. You know the tabs, different tabs. So there are sheet one. You can change the sheet name as well. But whatever the sheet name is, just give that name here. Okay. Now, rather than giving the complete path, workbook name Excel. So what is this Excel? We have already given the reference of this path here Excel. So exactly the same variable which you have defined here will come here. Okay, so this Excel, now I know, okay, I need to go to the this Excel because I have the path. Okay, in the first step. Now I know, okay, so the tab, from this path, I need to open that Excel. I need to read that particular sheet, and the range I have given here. Okay. So range name is just range. Okay, just write it here range and give the range here. And now let's come here. So what we have given here now, let's try to understand everything one by one. Okay, so if you open this, so there will be range. So you have to give the reference of the previous one, because here we have like defined everything and we have created another variable with the name of range. So that the same variable we are writing here. So you know all the steps are like connected to each other basically. Okay, so there has to be some reference passed, like it's a continuous process. Okay, so that's why the same range you have to write here. Now we have already seen in the tables when we are learning the web tables, this is the same logic applying here. So let's see here. $1. So I hope you guys know dollar always ignore the first row because that is for title, right? And if you say right here hash 2, then again it will be considered this, right? Because this is hash 1, this is hash 2, and this is $1. We already know, right? This is you can say $1, and this is also you can denote the same row by hash 2 because hash always start with hash 1 from here, you know that, okay, that rule. Okay, so $1 I am saying $1 means I am interested in this row and range already given, so that's why I am only interested in these three, this the second row, right, and these three column. What I'm saying $2, why $2? Because this is a $1, this is $2, so basically John. Okay, so $2 should be John. I'm verifying it. Here is action mode is verify. And $3 is science. So basically John is and science. These two variable I'm verifying here. Okay. So initially I'm verifying, then after that we'll pick also. Okay. No problem in that. We can read also. Okay. So right now we are just verifying the data. Okay. So this is a kind of verification in the Excel. So I'm saying in the first row, in the first real data row, the second and the third column value should be John and Science, which is John and Science. Yes, it is there. Okay, so we'll verify. Okay, we are not doing anything else. Okay, now hash 6. So see, intentionally I put it hash 6. So what is hash 6? You know the hash always start with the topmost row title. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here hash 6 will come, right? So hash 6 we are talking about this one. Okay, this is a hash and 6. So we are talking about this row. Okay, if you don't want to use hash, I will not recommend to use hash. So what you could have tried dollar and 1, right? So dollar 5. This one also you can use. Okay, this is just for the practice. Okay, just to make you understand the difference between dollar and hash. So what I mean to say is the hash 6 row, the second and third column should be Laura and maths. Okay, so this is Laura and maths. Okay, this has been verified, again verified with a different logic, okay, using the hash. Okay, third step, what I further want to do is like $1, you know the $1 student name is John, which is John, and domain is science. So this time I'm checking the domain is science. Okay, so here, what's the difference between this and this? Because here also John and science. Here we are giving the column number. So tomorrow if somebody change the column, so this test case will fail. But if you directly say that row one student name is John, so even if the student name is appearing on the third, and if I even if I will replace, you know, swap C column and B column, I swap these two, this test case will still pass, but this test case will get failed. So this is a difference. We have seen the in the web table as well. So again, I'm giving you a similar kind of example. So basically, you just do whatever you like the best. So these are the three verification I told you. Now let's see the how to read them. Okay, so how to read them we have to see. So till that, in the first three steps we have seen how we can verify with the different strategies. Okay, so now let's try to read them. Okay, let's try to read one thing. Okay, so a row we have to keep it blank because okay, because we are going with the constraint. So you know that in case of constraint we generally don't give the row. Okay, that's why we are giving constraint, that we want to filter it and we don't know where the real data present. So what I'm saying, find the row where student name is Christina. Okay, so where, so it will try to read all the rows, it will keep searching and it will find, okay, I found the row. Okay, there is a Christina. Okay, I found it. So now domain, what I'm saying, domain, I want to read domain of Christina. So what I'm saying, Christina constraint, filter on the Christina. Okay, and after that fetch the domain. Okay, And this is the variable Christina domain. Okay, so this is the variable. Okay, this is not the value. This is the variable. What I want to, I buffer. I want to save. Basically, buffer is nothing but a saving. We have already seen the buffer viewer and all this thing, right, in the previous chapters. So buffer is to save, is to fetch and save into my system so that later on I can save, use it somewhere. Okay. What I'm saying, filter with the Christina in the whole Excel, and wherever you find the Christina, just pick the domain, take the data and save inside Christina domain, right? This is what I want to say with this particular code. And after that, simply close the Excel, give the path of the Excel and just give the reference. Okay, just give both the things. Okay, no problem. And let's try to run this and see. Okay, so it should fail, and it failed as well. Nice. So see, the spreadsheet could not be, let's see the error. The spreadsheet could not be opened. Okay, can you tell me the reason? Because if not, because our spreadsheet is already opened, so Tosca cannot access it. Okay, so let me close the Excel first of all. Closed. Now again, go and run it. Okay, it will run very fast, not take that much time. So green in green. Okay, so basically we are able to read, open, and everything, and data we are able to verify each and everything. You can see here everything verification, all the verification are successful. Now let's see, go and check the buffer, because this is what we where we saved, right? Copy this Christina domain, go to the tools, buffer viewer. Let's try to search the Christina domain, Geo123. If you know, let's open verify if we are able to fetch Geo123, right? So let's say uh, discovery. Okay, so I change the domain for Christina. Let's save, close the Excel, and let's rerun the test case. Let's see, buffer name should be changed, right? Because we are, so this way we can double check that okay, our like code is working and we are actually able to fetch the data. So similarly, you can fetch the data for multiple things. Okay, so you can fetch any data by using this the fourth strategy which I have shown you. So you see, it is discovery. So basically we have, what we have learned is you have to drag and drop four modules, one, two, three, four. Okay, I have already shown you from where to domain. Open the Excel. You have to first open the Excel. You have to define the your interested part, the range. Then you have to, if you want to just fetch the values, if you don't want to verify, so forget about all these three steps. If you want to just fetch, just make a constraint where what kind of, so in normal case, if I will give you the example, like in normal case you can see the TC1 here. Okay, let me open, so you can just try from your side. I've given you one example. So rather than making this table, what you can do, see, you can make Excel something like that, serial number, TC test case, so TC001, TC002, something like that. Okay, this is a test case and data. Let's say first name is ABC, and then you can give the L name, and then something last name, and then password. Let's say this is a login. Okay, so some password. Okay, so now you want to log in automatically. Let's say there are five login, and you want to fetch the first name, last name, and the password, or maybe the login email and then the password. So you can, what you can check, uh, rather than this, how you can make email, let's say login email and password. This is how you can make, right? Something at the rate something.com, right? This will be your login detail, right? .com, and your password is something like that. Okay, this is the password. So now I want to fetch constraint on TC001. So how your test case will look like? So here, like, rather than here, what will come? The TC. So TC will come here because this is a test case. So TC, and this will be the TC001. So, and it will be constraint. So just fetch, find, first of all, put a filter on the TC001, and then what will come here? Can you tell me? The email will come here, right? So email, and what? Then your email, some variable you have to give the email, some variable you have to create in buffer. So email will be fetched. Similarly, you have to do the same similar thing with the password, and after that you can fetch user data and use in your login test cases. Okay, so this is how we can read the Excel. So I hope this is clear. And in the next chapter, we'll see how to write the Excel if you have to write something into the Excel. Okay, that is also very easy, very simple. We'll see in the next chapter. So till that, keep learning and just keep practicing. See you. Have a good day.